Says Rabbi Zino that you have to have Derech Eretz. Torah says, you shall not ascend my altar on steps, so that your nakedness will not be uncovered upon it. The way you go up to the altar, the Mizbeah, is through the Kevish, which is a ramp. Why is there no stairs? Why no steps? So the Torah tells us we don't want Kohanim to take big steps, and that will cause inappropriate exposure of his legs to the Mizbeah. So therefore you see, he went out of his way, Derech Eretz, none of his legs should be exposed. But then who's going to see it? The stones? The Mizbeah? Who is that? Is that a person? It's not a person. Even to the place, to the building, the person has to act appropriately. Derech Eretz, everything. Even our buildings, our temple, our clothes, our food, everything has to have Derech Eretz. For example, we know King Shaul was in an argument with King David. And King Shaul went to do his business in the cave. He went deep inside the cave. And King David was hiding in the same cave, right? And he could have killed him. And he only cut off a piece of his coat to show him, look, you see, I had mercy on you, I could have killed you. But we know that King David was punished for this. He disrespected he ruined a good coat, and he didn't have to. And for that, Hashem judged him. What did Hashem punish him? Many years after King Shaul died, David the Melech got to the age of 70. The Torah says they covered him with garments, and he couldn't stay warm. He never became warm. Based on this, the Gemara says, whoever disrespects the garments will eventually lose their benefit. So you see, if you're not taking good care of your clothing, then your clothing will not be able to serve the purpose that it serves to you. And to the point where he put blanket upon another blanket, didn't warm him. Nothing warmed him. Why? Because he disrespected that cloak of King Shaul. And what? It's clothing. It's not a person. Derech Eretz. Derech Eretz means even to clothing, even to objects. How much more so people? As the Gemara says, that you're not allowed to disrespect bread, right? Even to bread. The Gemara says that whoever throws away bread, it's a big sgula for poverty, right? The Gemara says a story of some Jew, let's call him Reuven, right? The angel of poverty, there was a decree of poverty on him, and they tried to always make him poor, and they couldn't. Why? Because he was married, he had a sgula that protected him, he was very meticulous. When he ate with bread, he never let crumbs fall. He always made sure to keep them, and therefore, since he respected them, he wasn't able to get punished by the angel of poverty. But one day, the wind came, all the crumbs fell, and then the angel said, now I can get it. Now I can give him poverty. So you see, even to give Derech Eretz in respect to bread, how much of a protection it gives, how much of a person has to be meticulous. When a person goes to conquer a new city, right, that the Jews are conquering Israel, right, in the times of the biblical times, they went and they go and they conquer the other city. The Torah says, right, you cannot chop down the fruit tree. It's a commandment in Torah, right? You should not go, is the man, is the tree a man that you have to go and, you have to go and kill the tree? Why would the tree to do to you? So therefore you see, that what the chinuch says, Bal Tashchit. Why should you destroy something? It serves a purpose. Why should you just destroy it for no reason? So therefore you see how we have to think before we act. We can't just do things for no reason. It's a prohibition from the Torah. Bal Tashchit. A person has a fruit tree in his backyard today. It's not so simple to cut it down. If you need the space, the post can say you could call a goy to cut it down. If you need the space, it's blocking you. Or let's say your sukkah, you need to build your sukkah, it's blocking your sukkah. But just to chop it down, I don't like how it looks. It doesn't matter. It's a sur from the Torah to cut it down. You can't cut it down yourself. It's not permitted to just decide to cut it down. It has to be a certain situation, and because of Derech Eretz, the Torah wants us to respect every single thing. And it says in the Pirkei Avot, you have to be careful in any person. Everybody has zmano komo. Everybody has their time and their place. You never know when you need this guy. You know, there's a famous story. The guy was driving like a madman. He cut off the car in front of him, and it was almost an accident. And the guy behind him was honking. Then he pulls up next to him at the red light, and he sees it was his rabbi. He cut off his rabbi. Big disrespect how he drove next to the rabbi. And what? Or sometimes it happens that he drives like a madman, and he doesn't know they're both driving to the court case. And who did he cut off? The judge. And he goes, and the judge says, you're this guy, did this to me in the street. So what? You cannot mezalzel in any person. You cannot disgrace any person. You never know when you need them. You never know what's going to come out. Each person has their own importance, their own time, their own place. So therefore, a person has to remember, has to understand that if the Torah commands us to respect animals, right? The Torah says you cannot plow with a donkey and an ox at the same time, right? You cannot do kilayim even when you go and use the yoke. You cannot plow with the two different breeds of animal, or two different species. Why? The Baal Turim says is because it's tzar b'nechayim. The ox is strong; he pushes so much. The donkey is going to be slower; he's not going to be able to keep up. So you see, animals we have to respect. Tzar b'nechayim. The food we have to respect. The bread, the clothes we have to respect. The temple, the stones we have to respect. On what? How is there room to think that people we don't have to respect? Someone told me once, if we would respect the people that are living, like we respect the people who died, for the Yoshvo and the Vaya and all those things, Mashiach would come already. Baruch Na'olam, amen, amen.